Yeah. So let me ask you this: is NOMAD, because I think, like you said, in the Ethereum world, in the EVM world, all these projects, they have their own bridges, but it's just like basically just one direction with that single project. Do you think that NOMAD will become or could become to the EVM world what IBC is to Cosmos?
So, I mean, I would like that, obviously, right? So I'm biased, but I think it would be presumptuous to say that we are the standard and that this is the only thing people should use. I believe that people should use, I have a proclivity towards more secure systems. So I will in fact say that if IBC and Hedera relay based constructions were possible on Ethereum and other EVM chains quickly, I would want to use the most trustless version. But as James, my co-founder, knows, who's been working on bridging for so many years, building out secure bridges using modeled after Hedera relays is quite challenging. And I may get a little technical, so pull me back if I'm getting too deep into the weeds. But the most secure way to do bridging between chains with two different validator sets or between two network boundaries is to use light client based constructions. Basically, if you have chain A sending to chain B, you run a light client contract of chain A on chain B, so that anytime somebody does something on chain A, you can prove that trustlessly on chain B by authenticating the message against the light client state. And all you need in order for the system to work is a trustless relayer. And as long as the relayer stays alive, keeps sending messages, then you're good. But the challenge is whenever you deploy a light client of one chain on another, you are immediately coupled with the consensus mechanism of that sending chain. And more so, building efficient light clients in different languages like Solidity is quite tough. And so what the early Cosmos team figured out is we need to standardize this light client around Tendermint as the first kind of incarnation of BFT consensus that we support. And we'll also build a very efficient Go light client so that anytime somebody spins up a new Cosmos chain using the Cosmos SDK, you can use all of the tools out of the box. You have that light client already deployed, and then you're able to use IBC standards to talk between them. That is very hard to port over to Ethereum, first of all, because Ethereum doesn't have fast finality. It's, again, hard to write an efficient light client. And then all of these other chains, Avalanche, Polygon, BNB, they all have heterogeneous consensus mechanisms. So now you have to deal with adding precompiles to the various chains to map to the different elliptic curves, the different consensus processes. And it just becomes this very multivariate headache where you have to build out light clients for each chain. Instead, what we've done with NOMAD is we've reduced that system to be an optimistic one, where instead of verifying any message against a light client, you're optimistically committing to it on the sending chain and then introducing a dispute window on the receiving chain where you can challenge the validity of the message with a fraud proof. If there is fraud, as long as there's one honest watcher off chain that is observing the system, they can challenge it with fraud. So really, I think the key innovation with respect to light clients is NOMAD is much less overhead, which makes it easy to deploy everywhere very quickly. And so if I was to distill what we're trying to do, it's not to replace IBC or even compete with it directly. It's to basically be a scout for IBC. We want to go and lay the infrastructure and the channels across all these chains that IBC or Hedera relay constructions cannot go on and provide as much security as we can, get as close to IBC so that because the replacement, the alternative is multi-sigs everywhere. And I don't want to see that world where we just have multi-sig bridges everywhere. So to kind of sum up and answer your question, I see NOMAD as a standard that is built for now, the most secure system that can be deployed quickly across all of these heterogeneous chains and provide a robust enough system to where in the future, if we have IBC that is possible between different chains, let's go ahead and make the channels even more trustless. That's what we care about.
Yeah.